There we go. Hi. I hope you can hear me. Checking on my screen over here, but I think everything should be all right. How are you doing? I hope you had nice holidays. Hi Mosrod, hi Rainmaker, hi Olaf, hi Jim. Thank you for Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you too. I wish you a really great 2020, and of course a lot of cool things are coming to the channel. A lot of things planned that I will talk about today, and we will do some creative stuff together. Whoa, I'm moving my microphone. I hope that isn't too loud. Moving that microphone stand around. Hey, Lady Rose, how you doing? Hi, thanks for joining. Okay, cool. So some people are joining because this again was a very spontaneous thing. Wow, 22 viewers. That's very nice. Okay, cool. Thanks for being so spontaneous on the weekend. And also, I thought it's good to stream on the weekend this time because some people said it's not too good under the week. They don't have time. They have to work on the next day. So I thought I should try to always stream on Saturday. I hope the internet today is stable. So a lot of people, of course, on the weekends also watch Netflix. So I hope that won't be a problem for that. Whew, okay, yeah, having nice holidays. You have to get back into the things a little bit. So yeah, I hope you took some time off and relaxed. I tried to take some time off. I didn't really manage to because I was preparing to create a new web page for my channel because it's now big enough to actually have an own web page, and it's so much research you have to do comparing the different kind of services and plugins and blah. And I bought a really big book with 1,000 pages about law, online law. What can I do? What can't I do? What do I have to put on the site on information, stuff like that. It's really complicated. Yeah. So, but it's still interesting. Yeah, the book is in German, so I can't really review it. But yeah, it's always good to know that. And by the way, I thought today as a little project, because it has to do with Affinity Photos somehow, I thought maybe we could build together part of my website. Because today I just bought the web space, I installed WordPress, I installed the theme, which I also bought, by the way. And I haven't built anything so far, but it's a theme that I worked with a lot in the past. It's called Divi from Elegant Themes. And so it's very easy to use. I was thinking about using maybe the standard WordPress editor to create the page, but then it seemed kind of complicated to do certain things. So I wanted to be as easy as possible for me to create these things. Yeah, so to like spend more time being creative, spend less time doing technical things and coding and all the kind of things. Hey, from Norway. Lady Rose again. Okay, cool. I love Divi. Hey, yeah, cool. Another Divi fan. That's good. I love it too. It's really nice. It's very, and they improve it all the time. And by the way, I bought the lifetime membership because I thought I will use it for a long time. I've used it for last year, so I probably should have bought it like 5 years ago. And now I thought, okay, let's just do it. And also, I also thought maybe I should find some more customers for my website design stuff to pay back the cost of the lifetime membership. Always trying to reimburse the things. It's always a good thing to think, okay, if you spend something, how's the money going to come back? So yeah, part of that too. Hey, from Washington, Jim. Hi, very nice. Thanks for joining. Recommendation about Canvas Pro. Just got one. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they are really nice. Yeah. I'm having it over here as my second monitor at the moment, but I'm really happy I have the device too. So that's a really nice thing to have. What did I want to show you? Oh, okay. We can switch the screen over because I wanted to show you something else that I have planned, an idea. Wait, let's just open here my YouTube channel. Where's my channel? There's my channel. Okay, good. 1 second. Okay, so before we go to the website, let's talk about this first. How do I switch this here? Work life? Yes, that's it. What is this on the side? History. Oh, okay, this is the normal links. Okay, no problem. So you should be able to see me and the website now. And somewhere is also the chat. Boom, there's the chat. Okay, there we go. Good. Hey, from Ireland. Hi. From Gent in Belgium. Hi. How are you doing? Ooh, my cat is doing stuff. Okay, good. So the thing I wanted to show you, I'm not sure everybody has seen this. So I posted this little text here about a lot of people ask me not just about like the technical things of using Affinity Photo, but also the creative part of especially the background maybe of art education. What do you learn in art school? How is it different if you have art education and doing art without art education? And how is all this kind of creative thing going and coming up with like training your imagination, opening up your mind, all these kind of things. And so I thought it probably would be a good idea to make a course that is like, of course, I'm still going to do photo editing courses, but I thought also on top of that, I could do a course that is just about creativity, any kind of creativity, not just with photo editing or with photography or something. It's just about experiencing the world around you, all these kind of things. Yeah, so this is what this is about. And yeah, I think a lot of people are really interested in that because it's something different. And I think especially as an artist with like coming from an art school, like I would say you could see the difference between someone who has been to art school and does art and someone who hasn't been to art school and does art or does creative things, stuff like that, you know? And so I would say the main difference is that in many cases, if people do art but they haven't been to art school, the big difference is that they are very good technically, but they often lack the like, how can I say, the creative background of art education, what you learn to do in your mind. Because a really, really big part of being on art school is to train your mind and to open your eyes and to really change your understanding. Of course, a lot of that is when you come into art school, the first thing they do is to break down your ideas you have about art, because the ideas the public has about art is very, very different from what artists are actually doing. And so once you start to understand that, what they're doing, how they experience things, you actually go in a very different direction, and it's stuff is just becoming more interesting. I'm not saying that people are only good artists when they go to art school. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying this training can be very helpful to give you a certain idea of how to approach creativity, any kind of creativity. It's not like they're not saying you have to do this, and if you don't, you're not an artist. This is not what they're doing. They are constantly questioning what you're doing and your creative process, and ask you questions over questions about why did you do that, and why do you think this is the expression? Could there be a better kind of way to express this? Could this be kind of a deeper way? And other people have done that before. Look at their works. How is your work different? Of course, this is part of my course. This would be too complicated. So the course is more about the creative process of how to break through just seeing something and like taking a picture of a sunset, for example, and going towards the idea of what is beyond that. What is a picture? What is a camera that I work with as a picture for taking a picture? Maybe I should give you an example of a lecture. Maybe that would be a good idea. Let's look at the chat real quick before. I hope this is interesting that I talk about this. 1 second. So let's look at this. Have a question. Can you use Affinity Photo and Designer together without Publisher? Yes, of course you can use them together without Publisher. I think you only have these 3 buttons inside of Publisher, so you can like simply switch between them, but the files are compatible because the files for Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, and Affinity Designer are actually the completely same file. There's no difference. They just labeled different, so you have these nice little icons and can see that they are belonging to another software, but the way they save the information, they are completely the same file. There's no difference at all. So yes, you can exchange the files and the data. It's no problem. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, from Netherlands. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Jeff. Also, Happy New Year to you. And André. Hey, thank you. Danke. Schöne Grüße in die Schweiz. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to this topic. So, let's go, for example, for what I have planned for the first lecture, because the first 4 lectures are free anyways, and then it's a full year course where you have a different lecture every week. The reason for that is because it is good to think about a topic and then to take some days off so it can settle in your mind, and then you come back to a new lecture. So it's not good to do this compressed. You should do this over a longer time and train your mind and open your eyes and like also open your experience to different things. Do I have 1 second? Okay. There we have some stuff. What is this? Okay. I collected some stuff from the park, not for today, just for like to like for artistic experience, maybe drawing these things. You see this stuff here with a little nut inside. I have no idea what kind of plant this is. So the first exercise, as an example, would be that you take objects, you can take natural objects, and they have the huge benefit that they are not created by people. So they are not filtered through human eyes, human senses, human culture. They are just created by nature as they grow. So they have a lot of things that are very alien to us, and it's interesting to understand them. You can also take any kind of object you find in your everyday life, like, I don't know, your phone, or like this is a nose flute. It's also very interesting as an object. So the process you go through is that sit down, like maybe in the morning when you have some time, you sit down and you look at the object really closely, at every detail that it has, everything that's part of that object. Where's the nut gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, so how it's created, how it's the form flows, the texture is, you can smell it, you can touch it. Maybe if it's not toxic, you can bite into it to taste it. Is it bitter? Maybe it's sweet. How does it feel? All these kind of things. Maybe you can knock on it. What kind of sound does it make? All these kind of things. And so the process is that you are not just seeing something with your eyes that is there, that you just, the difference is you just realize what the different elements are this is made of, what the different senses give you about this kind of object. And you really get a much closer understanding of how what's the English word? How detailed and like precise and like interesting everything is. I'm sorry, I'm lacking the right words at the moment to really describe this, but I think you know what I mean. And it's a much better understanding, because you always have the feeling, yeah, okay, I know how things look. I know how a chair looks, how a pen looks, how a trouser looks, stuff like that. But when you really think, could you really recreate in your mind every detail of such an object? Would you know everything that's there? Or is there a lot of hidden stuff that you have never thought about? So looking at stuff closely and just smelling them and touching the texture and tasting and all this kind of stuff gives you a lot more information. So the second part of that, maybe at night, when you have some hours in between it, would be try to recreate this kind of thing in your mind. So this is like work. So before you have worked with your outer senses, now you work with your inner senses, with your inner eye, and you try to visualize the object inside of you. And first of all, the exercise is, could you actually visualize it so it appears in front of you and you see the object and you can like feel how it's smelled, how it felt to your fingers, stuff like that. The other part is, if you can visualize the object, maybe it's easier if it's a simpler object. This is a pretty complicated object. You can like zoom in, you can imagine you're really small and then you walk on the surface maybe of this. You're very small, you walk on the surface, how would it look like? When you look around and this is suddenly as big as a house and you can walk through these gaps here, what kind of experience would you have in that moment? What would you see? How would it feel different? all these kind of things. And you can move it around, you can turn it around like a 3D object on your computer, basically. And the idea of this exercise is, first of all, you get a very good awareness of analyzing things around you and seeing interesting perspectives of them, interesting qualities of them. The other one is that you can internally remember and visualize the object in your mind. And this is often important because when you want to go through creative processes, you want to have a certain library, a certain experience in your mind. You want to be able to play around with different objects, with different ideas. And if you can, in your mind, turn a space and turn an object and look at it from different sizes and perspectives and all these kind of things, you can find a very interesting perspective to look at it. For example, if you want to take a photo and you can imagine, okay, I close my eyes and imagine this room that I'm in, what would be a good perspective to take a photo from, So this, and then you can just go very fast through different perspectives and different ideas and different compositions of the room and create an interesting concept about this. So this is an exercise, for example, that you would do at an art school to train your senses on the outside and your imagination on the inside. So this would be one of the lectures that would be part of that, just to give you an idea of what this is. So it's not about photo editing, but it's about creativity. Okay. Was deleted. 1 second. Is there a link in there? Why was this deleted? I don't know. Was timed out by for 1 second. What? Refrain from posting. Oh, you posted a link. Okay, so links are blocked. I hope you can post again. I didn't know that Streamlabs is just this is a bot that he's just giving timeouts, but it's just for 1 second. So you should be able to write more comments. Being creative, well, camera, Affinity, photo objects. Expose yours and make art and use your camera. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so this is the process, and of course, when you study art, when you're on a creative school, you are not allowed to post links. That is because of spam. So I didn't want people to come in and post spams links to any kind of stuff, and then I don't know how to delete that. So I just blocked any kind of links. Hey, Jeff, thank you. Yeah. So this is a very interesting process, very mind-opening. And we are going through a lot of stuff like you would do in art school. A lot of things is about, a lot of these things are about the different senses on seeing the world creatively, opening up your mind. Also a lot of creative, playful games that you could do anywhere, anytime. So this is every of these lectures is made so you can do that wherever you are. You don't need another person, you don't need special equipment, stuff like that. It's always about you and your mind and the surroundings that are out there. Some stuff is also about the philosophy behind art. Again, not very specific, not like art history or stuff like that. It's more about larger concepts of, I think a lot of people, for example, have problems understanding contemporary art and abstract art because it looks very strange. And I'm not saying you have to like contemporary art. There's a lot of contemporary art I don't like myself. It's completely okay because part of art is also taste, and you have every right to say, well, this is not to my taste. I don't like it. At the same time, innovation and creativity needs a lot of freedom, and the freedom means that you have to understand and also give yourself the permission to do whatever you want and explore any kind of topic that you feel is worth exploring artistically. And of course that means that you go many times outside of what would be easily accessible to other people or maybe beautiful to other people. So a lot of things in life are ugly, maybe, and we enjoy these kind of things because they are ugly. If you think about your everyday life, I'm sure you find a lot of things you like because they are ugly, not because they are nice. So we like these kind of abstract experiences too. For example, think about maybe food that is very spicy or very bitter, like coffee or beer is very bitter. Or think about horror movies or dramas where we feel bad, but it's fun to feel bad because it's just simulated in the movie. Stuff like that is ugly, but it's ugly for a nice reason, you know? So there's a lot of things to think about, and they are all part of this course. So this is also why I think it should be over 1 year. It's not just this small thing, because I've also found out a lot of stuff when you try to do these things online and then you have like a half an hour course or something, or maybe a 2-hour course, and you're done. It's just not enough time to really understand and really work in your mind with these kind of questions, because they are really big questions and they start out easy, but then you take the rest of your life to really answer these questions for yourself. Everybody finds other answers for that. So this is also why they're very open to begin with. Okay, enough talk about that. I just wanted to give you an idea. And also, of course, some feedback of if you like that idea or not. Maybe I'll link this in the chat. So maybe you can also cast your vote or write a comment. I linked this like a couple of times. So there you go. Oh, I probably didn't have to link it like 10 times, or how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I see other streamers do that, but it is because they have a lot of comments going, so they want people to see the links. But with me, I probably don't have that problem. Okay, so 1 link would have sufficed. Okay, anyways, good. I hope this is interesting. Whew, wow, lots of talking. Oh, by the way, maybe one thing I want to talk about here also is I recently found out that there is something that it's called, I think, dripping for courses, for lectures. And this gave me the idea to do this course, because dripping means that let's say you have a course with 10 videos and each video only unlocks after you have finished the video before. And you can also set time locks on that. So this is really nice, because I can unlock a video after 1 week and send you an email that the next video has unlocked for you. And this is also based on the date when you start. So it's not, you will never start in the middle of the course and then have to catch up or stuff like that. Any day you start is the first day with the first video, and then 1 week later, starting from that day, the second video unlocks, which has 2 reasons. First of all, you can't just like look through all the videos and then like trick yourself into how can I say, it would seem like, I know it from myself, you think like, yeah, I have done this exercise now, let's go to the next video, and then you watch like 10 videos in 1 day and think you have done the lectures, but actually you haven't done, you haven't taken enough time, because a lot of the stuff in our body, in our mind, takes a lot of time to actually settle in and this sounds a little bit crazy, to grow the roots in your mind. And this is actually how it works in your mind. So when you learn something new in your brain, the brain actually physically creates new connections in your mind. But this takes a little bit of time. It doesn't work like instantly. So you have to take some time to let it settle in your mind so it can build these connections, and then you come back and you can build on them again. Like training a muscle, basically. It wouldn't make much sense to train 20 hours and then not train for 1 month. Instead, if you train every day for half an hour, makes a much more sense. This is the reason behind that. Okay. Yes, Rainmaker, absolutely. It's really important to understand the basics and to think about them, and especially in the beginning. And of course, for me, it was the same problem when I started. It seems like maybe it's not that important, or maybe you have already understood that because it seems like it's simple when someone says, do this and that. Like, look at an object and then imagine it in your mind, and you think you can do it after 10 minutes. But actually, there's a lot more behind it. So it takes a lot of time to actually figure out what is the real meaning? What do I really gain from that artistically? and to be able to do these things, to be able to work with all these kind of creative ideas. Okay, yeah, so like they say, it's easy to learn and hard to master. So yeah, but it's a very good entry point, I would say. Good. Okay, enough talk. Okay, so the next thing, and I thought we maybe could do that a little bit together today, is I now started to do a website, which is this one here, and I thought maybe should I go with a fancy name, stuff like that, but then I thought no, because people know my channel as Olivio, so if I have suddenly another name for my website, it would be kind of confusing. So I went very simple, oliviotutorials.com, and there, like, if you visit it right now, there isn't really anything on the page. Whoops, okay, I'm seeing this, but you see something different. You see this. So it's still in work, but we can work on it today together, maybe a little bit. I thought this might be a fun process to also see this kind of design process, which also I think a lot of photographers, they like to have their own website, so maybe that's also interesting. It's also, of course, Affinity Photo related, because you do this stuff in Affinity Photo and plan these things in Affinity Photo. So maybe, hopefully, that's interesting for you. Okay, cool. Is that something you want to do, or should we do something else? Yeah, just waiting for some comments. I'm not sure if there's how much delay is actually there on my video again. Okay. Good. Joomla, okay, cool. Joomla is also nice. I used Joomla in the beginning. Mostly I tend to use like solutions that a lot of people use, because then it's easier to find like plugins and extra content and answers for questions. Of course, Joomla is also very popular, but I found that like WordPress has such a big following that it seemed like a very safe bet. And also I use it professionally also to do websites for customers. Wait for till Joomla 4. Okay. Okay, cool. Bootstrap. Isn't Bootstrap like a theme creator for WordPress? I'm not sure. Let's check out what Bootstrap is. Most popular library. Framework. Is it so Bootstrap is like WordPress, or it works inside of WordPress? Yeah, but I'm not developing with HTML and CSS and JC, so I'm like trying to stay away from coding as much as possible. Always a bit complicated. Okay, so let's try to do some stuff here. Website X5 can help with this. I've never heard website X5. Separate coding. Interesting. Yeah. So, whoops. Everything went away. Okay, that's not good. 1 second. There we go. Okay, good. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, the website. 1 second. Okay, so the way sorry, I'm confused because everything went away for a second. What did I want to say? Okay, I was thinking about a lot of things on how can I do the stuff on my website and what kind of features do I need, and it can be really, really complicated. It can be really expensive. And I wanted to start simple and lean and like in a way that I can manage myself. So I like just to explain you the setup. So you can, of course, put your own store on your website and host your own courses on your website and do an own forum on your website and have membership area and stuff like that. But all of those are different plugins. All of those are very complicated. All of those are like you have offers from 50 different companies and they are all slightly different and it's so hard to figure out. And then if you get hacked or something like that, if something breaks or there's an update and it's not compatible, I don't know what to do, you know? So Nope, I'm not going to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm building a visual page. It's just the looks, just the pictures and the text, and then the store and the courses are hosted on another site from a professional page that I have used so far, Gumroad, that you know from all of my other stuff. And they do everything. They are super safe and very professional, and they can host that stuff and care about all the technical stuff. The only thing that I do is the visual page where you look at all the nice pictures and the text descriptions, and then you have the buttons, the link over to Gumroad. So that's a super easy and simple way to do. Everybody can do it, and it's no hassle. It costs actually about the same. I was going through all of the calculations with the professional plugins. You can of course go with free plugins, but you know free plugins is always like works a little bit but not really, and they are not really responsible because you don't pay them anyway. So if they have customer service or not, you never know. So if you go with paid plugins, getting pretty expensive pretty soon. So yeah, it's good to find a cheap service that does everything in a professional way, all the things together you need, and you only care about the things you can care about. So visual websites I can do, that is no problem. Whoop. One second, let's look at the chat real quick. Basically, how many people really do these exercises, not how many people take the course. That is always the thing. How often do you actually do all of the exercises? I hope from my perspective, I want to create the course as interesting and playful as possible. So there is no boring, there was philosopher blah blah 5,000 years ago who said mwah, and then you should read also from France, from the French Revolution, and you're like falling asleep in the first 5 minutes. Everything is very practical. It's just exercises that are fun and that help you to unlock a new perspective on creativity with each exercise. So yeah, it's like I try to make it really interesting for people to watch, and you don't need any kind of background for that because creativity is based, actually what creativity is to understand how you experience the world and also how you can look behind the facade of what you see in front of you in any way you can. You don't have to have special background knowledge to do that. It's just the question, how do you understand the world? There's a lot of things to know about that, of course, like everything has a lot of things to know about that, but all of them are very interesting. Okay, let's go back to the other comments, sorry. Like a front-end developer. Simply practice, don't be concerned about failure. Yeah, practice is very important, but you have to know what to practice, you know? So this is like, of course, practice is very good, but if you don't know what to look for, that like I have this story when I was in school and a teacher got really angry at me because I used a tool, but not in the way it's meant to be used. And he said, why don't you ask if this is if you can do this with the tool? And I said, how would I know to ask that? You know, why? How would I know to ask this question if I don't know this tool, you know? Like, it was a very specific thing. What was it actually? What was it? I can't remember. It was something with woodwork, and he showed us how to sharpen tools, and then I sharpened them, but I did something wrong and something you wouldn't expect, and he didn't tell us, and he was like, why didn't you ask? And so this is like the main situation in life. If you do something, I think for everything, is that you like think about cooking. You can have a recipe, but then like, how do you make it really good? And you just don't know. And if you have someone experienced and tells you, okay, if you do this like that, yeah, then it suddenly works. It makes sense. Okay, that was a really bad example, but you know what I mean. Okay. Thank you, William, for the offer to help. But I have already decided on WordPress and the theme, which already I have purchased. So yeah. Thank you everybody for the suggestions. By the way, thank you, Rainmaker. Blah. Perfect practice makes to do better with Affinity. Should practice to be better with Affinity. Yes, well, the things what you should do with Affinity, that's my channel anyways, you know. So there's over 180 videos plus all the videos that coming this year. So you already have that information. But a lot of people said, but how can I be creative? How do I do creative things? You know, so that's the big questions. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the website. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Okay, so I set up some pages. Just like they are all empty right now, there's nothing in there. So we could maybe think about how we can create the start page. And usually I have like I do most of the pages in like a similar way, where you have a big picture is covering all of the page and you have some text information, and then it alters left and right, picture, text, picture. So you have a bit of like variation in there. That's what I try to say. Okay. And also, like, there's a store page. A store page is just like to show the products, and then there's a link to the actual store, which is actually a pop-up in the site. So it's very nice. You don't have to leave the site. It's also very good to have. Okay. So let's maybe start with the home page. So here you see edit with Divi, and you click on that, and then it goes to the front, and okay, build from scratch. Yes, build from scratch. And you can see here, so we are now on the front. It's not back end like the classic thing you had like maybe 2 years ago. You created in the back, and then you have to save, and then you have to preview, and then you go back. Nothing like that anymore. You work on the front where you see everything you want to do, and done. That's it. There's no like mystery of how it will look in your on your browser, and also on your mobile device. So that's very nice. Yeah. Okay. So what do we want to do? Let's make an area like this, and we could do a text with a picture background, or just an image with a text. But if you have just an image with a text, the problem is on mobile, it looks different. Although I could create a different picture for mobile, that would also be possible. And the good thing is, if you use an image, you can use any kind of, a font and arrangements of text and any kind of effects you want with the text. So you have more creativity in that area compared to just using a photo with text on top of it. But the downside, of course, is that the text is not going to be picked up by any kind of search engine or stuff like that. So that's maybe the downside of that. Maybe we should start with the text area first. Where's text here actually? There's text. Okay. Wow. Let's write, this is a welcome text, just to have some text in there. Let's make it like heading 1. And then we want to have this in the center. And design text. Let's make the font. Is this the text color? It should be the text color. Doesn't change. It's interesting. Okay. Content background. You can see here you can add a background color. You can also add a background gradient. Maybe we can try a gradient. Oh, this is not full size yet. Sorry, I have my hand in front of my mouth. That's not good. Let's see here. Whoa, okay, what's happening? Maybe just go with a solid color for now. Why doesn't it? Oh. Is this... Does this take both of it? Oh. Okay. Background. Oh no. Reset background. Okay, that's good. Let's just set a color here. Gray. There we go. Make the text white. Why doesn't this work? I don't understand. That's strange. Usually this should work fine. Inner shadow sizing. Oh god. Sorry, I haven't done this in quite some time, I have to say. I'm sorry. I hope this isn't too boring at the moment. Column structure. Design sizing. I just want to make this full width. There is just one, unless it's button, you make it full width, and that's it. There's the visibility, that's very nice. We need that in a second. I always forget how to do that. Background min label. Oh god. So this is, but this is full width. Just this is not full width, I think. Sizing. Oh. Is that it? No. Sorry. Okay. Once I figure this out, the rest is easy. How do I not know this? That's really strange. Max width. It has the max width, right? Desktop. Oh. Can set this individually? Oh, here it is full width. Okay, but desktop is not full width. Oh god. This is going to the side and this is not going to the sides. Why is this not going to the sides? No, this is moving it to the side. This is not what we want to do. Okay. Damn it. So I changed some stuff here. If someone knows, yeah, learning with Olivia. not today. with, that's good. Yeah, I totally forgot how to do that. I'm really sorry about that. How do I make it full width? Okay, let's magically ask Google. Always the best way. Let's see in here if they have some settings. This is the old builder. This is what it looked before. Oh, do I have to is this about the module that I'm using? And the module, but this row from library? No. I feel so dumb right now. How can I not know this? I have done this 1,000 times and now I have no idea how to do that. I haven't done this for quite some time. No. Here it says this is the width. So why is it not set a maximum width to prevent your element from use? Should this be wider? Oh. Yes, of course. 1080 is the height of the screen, not the width. Okay, so now this is full width. Sorry, this took like forever. And sometimes you just don't know what is going on. Okay, so size, height. No. Oh, this is the height. Okay, this is the page height, I guess. Okay, Ultra. Good. Okay, very nice. So we have done this. I should really have prepared one page to show you and then work out the other pages. I didn't do that. Spacing, border, margin, padding, bottom, top. Let's have a look at this. This is not what I want to do. Whoops, okay. Design. So this is actually very simple when you know what you're doing, which I'm not knowing right now. I am acting like a fool. Not a good idea. Oh my god. Okay, let's make another. So image. There we go. This is the same. I have to set this every time, really? Width, max width. Force full width, yes. But it's still not full width. Anyways, okay. So let's just create a sample picture. Let's find something nice here. Landscape. No, not CSS. I hate CSS. It's like no. I think if you're good at coding, it's faster to do it, but not really my thing. You have to be very precise with every point and comma and everything you're doing, so not really what I want to do. I'm just putting in a sample picture for now. Let's download this here. So we can build up the structure of the site and then we can go more into detail. Sorry, I thought this was a bit more like intuitive. It wasn't. Really should have planned this a little bit better for today, for the first stream of the year, and already failing. That's not good. Okay, there we go. Did this cut the image? No. There we go. Okay. How big is this? 200? Wow. Okay. Let's go with this. Front sample 1. Okay, so just push this in here and see how it looks. All right. So again, we have to, let's go with this. This is 100%. What is going on today? I don't understand. Ah, there we go. I think it said like something like 80%. Yeah, so go 100%. Okay, good. Okay, let's go in here, write some more text. Ah, wait. Ipsum. So we have some sample text in here. Boom. Where is it? There we go. Okay, the text is also going. Let's just keep it for now. So I'm just trying to figure out spacing, margin, left, right. No, this is for the box. So that's not what we need. Spacing. This is also the box. How is this also the box? That's interesting. Let's make this 100, 100. And then let's go with this. Design, advanced, spacing, border, background. There we go. Can I take the same? There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is starting to make a little bit more sense. Doesn't look amazing right now, I know, but it's just like a starting frame. Jeff? Impose anything? What do you mean? No, you didn't impose. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. It's just like I understand a lot of people like to use CSS, but I try to go like very like intuitive so I can see what is happening. It's more like fluent. I know this doesn't look fluent right now because I'm a little bit like, how can I say, haven't used this stuff enough recently. Oh, I know why the text is black, because it's a highlight, as it's like a title text. This is why it's black. Okay, good. Okay. You know what? I think before I'm like trying to figure out how to use this, I have forgotten some of the stuff. Let's try to make a mock-up in Affinity Photo, which would be probably more interesting to you because we stay inside of Affinity Photo. And it's also quicker because I know how to use the software. So that's probably a better idea. Let's do this. And then if we still have the time and the fun for that, we can go back to the website and try to build it there. Resize canvas. So this is probably a better idea. Let's make this 4000 from the height. So it's a really high website. And then it's very easy to work with this in here. And I can show you also how I do things when I create a website. For example, usually I am creating, or should we use Publisher? No, let's stay with Affinity Photo. That's a better idea. Okay, good. So I'm using these blocks, the boxes, rectangle boxes, to just mark out areas where I want to have a picture, for example. Then it's very easy to play around with that. So let's place the picture in here that we used before, like that. So this is probably a much better idea to do it like this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so I make a group, Control G, and then I put the rectangle in here. Or no, I put the rectangle on top of it and say mask to below, like this. So now it's a mask. And I can still move, like change the rectangle from the size and everything. And also I can change the picture from the size if I want to. So this is very, very fluent to create designs for a website. So maybe that's a better way to go about these things. Okay, good. So, okay, let's go here. We have this gray bar up here. So we can play around with ideas, what we want to do in a much quicker and easier fashion. Let's go like this. Okay, let's have a white background for everything. Real quick, let's cover all of it. Zip, like that. Make that white, put it in the back, and I will lock it. So this is our website. Good. Okay, so now I can play around. We can put in some text. We can put it in a logo. Place. Where's my tutorials? Branding. There is my logo. Boom. There we have that. Good. Okay. So let's just put some like demo text for the menu, not the final look, just so we have some idea what's going to be in there. So we have, of course, home. Whoops. Home. Then should we call it shop or store, or I'm not sure. Courses. What else do we have? Let's look real quick here what I created so far, so we don't have to do this twice. Save and exit. Boop, boop, boop. What do we have here? We have contact, we have home, impressum, we don't need it at the top. Store, terms of service can go in the bottom. About me, that's important. Contact, I think, is good. About me. Do you write about me like this, or do you write about me like this? I think maybe like this. Contact. Okay. Let's make a line between these so it looks a little bit nicer. And of course, this is not the size of the text for the menu. It would be crazy. It's just I have to adjust the size. Good. Okay. Let's not make this black. That's a bit too harsh. Let's give this like a nice soft gray. Maybe like this. Maybe a little bit lighter. Like that. Okay, good. Okay. Good. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And then we can also bring in some more distance here. I don't think I like these lines, but for now, as a placeholder, this is pretty okay. Should we have more menu points? I'm not sure. I'm more like a guy who is like, I like if it's how can I say, not too many menu points. A lot of people, like, not a lot of people, some people, they like a ton of menu points, and I think it's rather confusing. So oh, by the way, what I'm doing right now, let's delete this real quick. What I'm doing right now is I'm creating a rectangle over all of the page like this. And then I'm holding control and moving them in, and you see they move in from both sides at the same time. And this gives me the ability to just have a guide to say, okay, I want this as a width. For example, I don't know, what's a good width? Let's say 1370, you can see the pixel number there. So I let go of my mouse, and now I can create my helper lines, and I can rest assured that they are the same distance on the left and the right. So you don't have to do calculations or stuff like that. It's a very easy tool. So I know, okay, these are the outsides of my website. Okay, so I can move the logo over here and put this maybe over here or in the center. I'm not sure. Could also try it. It looks a bit like dislocated. Maybe put this over here. It's not the final look. It's just like getting started to get a structure in there. Okay, cool. Good. Is this interesting to look at this kind of process, or not so much? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe the picture isn't that great. And also I want to include pictures of my own stuff that I've done for Instagram, stuff like that. So we can do that right now. Let's open up one of the Instagram pictures. For example, I thought I wanted to put in the one with the bear because I really like that one. This one here, and also the other one. Actually, this other one is better. Where is it? There. Okay, so this is why I always keep the files from the very, like with all the layers and stuff. So when I want to go back, I actually can go back and work with the files and the layers and everything I need. So we make a flattened copy here real quick. This is way, way, way too big. I hope it's not crashing right now. I should make a safety. Oh, okay. There we go. Yes, of course. You can use Affinity Photo like that. No problem. Good. Let's save this real quick. Save as let's make a new folder, website. Home Design 01. Okay, so we have that. And then what I wanted to do is, let's see. If we turn everything off, what looks good here? Not this, of course. Should we use this as the starting picture, maybe? Ah, we can use this as the starting picture. But then I'm lacking the background, so we have... Ah, okay. Why can you still do it like that? That's still okay, I would say. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Although that would be looks strange, right? Maybe we use the bear instead. What I want to do is a before and after picture. But I'm seeing right now that this is like not covering the full background. Well, let's try it anyways. Let's resize this so it's not as huge to copy. Resize canvas. Let's make this, I don't know, 1600. Oh, sorry, I resized the canvas. You have to resize the document, so it's everything is scaled. 600. Okay, good. So copy flattened. Go over here. So what I want to do, just to get this idea in here, is that we have this here. Where is everything? Okay, here. So this should be on top. And then I put this again inside of a group and I make a rectangle again, like that. And I mask it to below. Yes, mask to below. Boom. It's completely different. Okay, that's interesting. So this means I can actually... But, I changed so much in the picture. They don't really look the same. Okay. Maybe I need to do this with a different picture. I'm not sure. What I want to do, you know, these kind of sliders where you go from left to right. So you simply have the... no, this was wrong. So you simply see the before and after. This is what I wanted to do here. But this was probably a bad example because I changed so much about the picture that you can't really compare it before and after. It doesn't really work that well. Let's make this bigger so the guy lines up a little bit. Okay, good. Let's put a fake line in here that the user can then move around. Maybe like this. Or maybe, should it be just white now? And then we also create a diamond shape. Same color. Put it on here. Maybe a little bit smaller, like that. Okay, cool. So it's clear that you can move this around. And maybe also put a frame around it. So no fill. Stroke. Make this also gray. Okay. Group this. And then also group this. Before, after, sample 1. Okay, so would we have this in here that we can potentially use on the website to show on the real website you can move this to see the before and after. Here it's just like an example to see what it would look like, and then you can put some text over here. So what does the text say? The chat say, sorry. Hey PM Pope. That's a cool username. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. Okay. Mocha-Bella, yeah. Good. Okay, so let's go on with this. So we have created this so far. So usually what I do is, so you have this kind of thing, and then I just go left, right, left, right. So it's kind of showing different other elements of the what I'm showing in the. We can actually delete this because I have other stuff that I want to put here. Let's go to Mythical Gradient Pack. There's nothing in here because it says text. Okay, let's go again. December covers. Oh God. Gumroad 2. Yes, this is the one. So we can put this here. And then we can also go in here, places, digital products. Where do I have the course actually? Slideshow overlays, Amber Pack. Where's the course? Autumn course. Oh, that's a long time ago. Okay. Practice images. No, that's not that. Overlays, lens flare. How did I? Where did I put the covers for that? Digital products. That's strange. Slideshow overlays. Autumn? No. I can't remember. It's really strange. Normally they should be in here, like everything else. Overlays leaves, overlays lens flare. Or maybe I have it for the videos. Videos? Skillshare, autumn. Promo material. All documents. There's nothing in here. That's strange. Shows me something here. The cut videos. So maybe the promo material is just the videos. Okay, that's strange. So this should usually be here. So there should be some blah here for the course, which is also on Gumroad. Yeah. So. So we have a little bit of a structure. It doesn't look very nice right now. I know that. Let's write some demo text in here real quick. Assets. Let's call this assets and call this courses. Oh no, these are the assets. So sorry, these are the okay. Let's make a copy. Call this tutorials assets courses. I have to think about the right like design for that, wording, stuff like that. For now, it's just like the demo to put that there. Okay, so Let's also make a text box here. Does Affinity... Ah, it also has filler text. Okay, that's good. Go like that. RGB hex. Copy the code. Does this have the right code? Yes. The text doesn't have the right code. Okay. Oh, this is wider. And then down here we have this thing. So here, just to make a difference, we could make a dark background like here. So let's copy this background down here. Just to give it a visually more interesting way to look. And then we take this and make it white. Boom. Okay. So this already starts to look a little bit nicer than before. This top stuff is pretty ugly right now, I understand. I'm really bugged that we don't have the cover from the course. Maybe I can find it on Gumroad. Maybe I can download it from there. Oh no, I can't. So that's not a good idea. Where did I save that? Okay, let's just put something else. Let's just put something else. Never mind. Digital products. Brush media customer. With the... I don't have covers here too? What? Ah, it's on text again. This is so annoying in Affinity Photo that it always switches over to something you don't want to have. Vector version, test photo, candle brushes, no. No. What? That is really strange. Normally I have everything in order, but this time it's like not there at all. I don't know where they are. Let's put this one. Never mind. At least we don't have text here. So it can be a course. Could be a course. So that's good. I know that the picture formats are different, but maybe that's not so much a problem. I have to adapt the pictures in the final version. We can actually use this as a copy. So if I find my pictures now, okay, this is that. So I move this up here and then I put this, okay, it just vanished. Where did it go? Let's go back some steps. There we go. Okay, good. Put this in a group, mask this to below. So we can use anything as a mask, as you see. Mask to below, so we have the same dimensions. And now I just make the picture bigger. Bloop. And there we go. Same dimensions as the other picture up here, so we don't have a problem about that. Good. Okay, so this is coming along kind of nicely. Let's... No, that doesn't look good at all. Okay, center text maybe? Maybe. Maybe, no, maybe not. Okay, good. That's not too bad. The top still looks pretty ugly. I'm not sure. We need another picture for the top. Maybe we leave this out. I thought we put some text there that looks nice. Let's open up the design I did for the Mythical Gradient cover. There we go. What kind of font was that? It's called Get Show. And this is I'm pretty sure this is a free font, because otherwise I wouldn't have used it for a paid product. Get show font. Let's see the font. Yes, this is 100% free, so I can use it. I could technically use it on the website if I want to. Let's copy this over. Just put it here. So start your journey here. Just writing something. Probably different slogan gonna be here, not this. I just wanted to have something there. And I know my layers are super messy at the moment. I didn't clean them up at all. Let's take away the outer glow. Let's make this a bit shorter. And then I will just use one of those with the rounded edges. Just to make a quick button. On no borders. Oh, we can use my gradients. Boom! Okay, I'm not sure if they are a good idea at the moment. Let's have a look. Is this still interesting? Are you getting bored? Oh, sure. Okay, no screamy voice here gets started. Maybe like that's nicer. Get started. Or should we write start here? Start here. Yeah, it's not that important right now. We can still figure something out. That's maybe better. Okay, let's go to effects, bevel emboss, more, pillow looks good. No, doesn't look good. Just on the inside. Oh my god, this looks so 80s. This is a little better. Still doesn't look very good, but okay. Oh, and we can also go for the font. Inner shadow. Radius, very small. Just a tiny bit. Don't see anything. Whoa. Okay. So maybe for the... Whoop, where's my button? There we go. Huh? Where's my text? Everything is just flying around. Crazy. Left and right. No control. Okay, let's go here and just make this a solid color. And this is a bit too much maybe. Let's take the picker. Maybe take a color from the picture. Pink? Pink is a button? Not sure. Bit brighter, a bit happier would be nice. View 100%. Boop. Like that. Start here. No! What? Ah, okay. I thought this was going crazy. Let's make it 30. Yeah, okay. It's just for now, not that important. It's very dark, huh? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe we make a gray button for now. Whoop. Button. Let's make it. Oh, do we have? No. No. Let's make a dark gray button. That's good to see. Doesn't look very friendly, I know, but for now it's maybe a good start. Let's make this a bit lighter. Okay. Let's group this button. Whoop. Okay. And of course we can have the same buttons down here. Start here. Woohoo! No. Don't do that. There we go. So this is certainly starting to look a lot more interesting now. Let's go here, make this brighter. And then a darker font. Good. Too dark, but maybe not get too obsessed with this. Oof. All right, we already have something that's not too bad. There is always, of course, if you do design, you create a design and then you let it sit for some time and then you come back and you work more on it. The font isn't very nice and everything needs a lot more like detail. So this is really just a very rough first creation of what it can look like as a design. Let's take everything, move it up a little bit. So everything is very much not finished right now. And the star, maybe it's just this kind of picture that's not good. Or maybe if the picture's in the background, is that maybe a better idea? It's just not. Let's put this over that. Ah, the picture is ending, okay. Oh, very very cozy. We can still change that. It's just for a filler, so we have something to write here. A little bit of an idea what's going to be there. Nope. It's a bit hard to see, but when I zoom into 100%, it's probably better. Bloop. Ah, it's not too bad. Okay, cool. Good. What does the chat say? Spoop. There we go. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat for a really long time. Hey, Binafa. Best wishes to Colombia. Have a nice 2020. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Oh, very informative. That's good. Super informative. That's very nice. Inside a car wash, really? Wow. Okay. In North Carolina. Wow. That is really strange to think about where people watch my live streams. That's so funny. Okay, cool. Good. I hope this is interesting different use for Affinity Photo. By the way, you can also take the logo and put it here in the middle, and then center the menu below it. So that's also kind of a nice design. It wastes a lot of space though, so maybe that's the downside of it, is that it does waste a lot of retail on your website, where this part, the upper part, is actually the most important part of the website. Maybe let's try to make this a small spot. Oh, I completely forgot. Yes, this is my favorite way. I completely forgot about that. To put something and then the logo in the middle like this. And then this saves a lot of space. At the same time, everything is centered, so it looks nice. Let's add an extra point. Let's write here art. And then, so we have 3 points left, 3 points right. So it's more centered around the design. So like this. This is too far away still. I should really center the text. I'm always doing this wrong. So do it like this, and then if you take away now the spaces, it comes together from both sides. It's much easier to align afterwards. Okay, cool. This is starting to get somewhere. This is good. Okay. So let's take a second to sort the different points here, so it's not so crazy with organizing everything. Whoa, why doesn't this work? Yeah, okay, good. So this is the menu. Why? This is the menu. What is this? The background rectangle. We don't need that anymore. This group here is the header. Okay, so we have here another rectangle. This is for area 2. This is area 1. Let's put this on top here. Let's put it on top of everything actually. So this is our button for that. And then this is our text for that. And this is our title for that. Let's put this up here. And now we can group it. Group. Area 1. Done. And usually the best way is to create this first and then copy it and move the elements around, so you don't have to sort it afterwards. Everything is in a group. I didn't do it this time because I was a bit lazy about this. So I have to do it now. Let's drag this out here so we are a bit faster. So this is the header. Let's put this up here. And we have these two things that are actually also part of the header. So I will put this up here and then actually make this a group, another group, and called also header, because this is the actual header. Good. So then we have this button. So this is the background. And one of the text frames, this is the right text frame here. Area 1. I think we have everything now, including this. So this is area 2. And then courses text. Oh no, this is, sorry. I think I took too much. Text frame. This is the. Okay, I took the wrong button. I'm done in a second. Okay, so here we have the image, the button, the text, and the title. This is all area 3. Area 3, there we go. Okay, cool. So now we have everything as it should be, like organized, and we can go on with the process. For example, everything in here should be moved up quite a bit so it's closer to the menu, and then also the menu should probably be a bit more on top, like that. I mean, maybe I should leave some space for social media buttons, unless I want to put them somewhere else. By the way, where's the, oh, the text is below that, so this is why we can't see that. There it is. Okay, good. You also have the possibility that you make the picture like up to the top and then you put like a background behind the menu. We can try this real quick. So this is why this is so nice and flexible. You see, I can pull this up here and also the image. This was the wrong way to do that. There's the image. Okay, good. Like that. I stretch the image. It's also the wrong way to do that. So like this. And then what you can do is the menu is here. So let's put that on top. So we have that back. And now we could, for example, take a box and put it behind the menu. If we want to. It's just an idea. So you can do it like this. Maybe this could go to the top. So this could sit exactly on top of it, like just framing it like that. That's a possibility. Or of course you can go like this and up here. So it's like this. Maybe that looks a bit strange. But it's kind of nice with the picture in the background, right? You can also like just hide the, let's not do this, and instead take the text and change the color to white. Like this. It can be conflicting with the image. So that's maybe a problem here. And also if you think like, if you want to have seasonal pictures where say, I actually want to change the picture in winter and summer and stuff. So it's like seasonal greetings, stuff like that. And maybe it's getting a bit confusing with the menu up here. So that could be a problem. But you can also take the time to just like search for pictures that would work with the content, stuff like that. Okay, cool. Whew. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to put a picture of me on the page. I'm not sure if this looks good, so I want to try. And I thought maybe I take the picture with the cat from my Facebook page, so everything is kind of nice and cozy. Let's save that image real quick. Downloads. Bloop. There we go. With my cat. Let's make this circular and put the picture in here. Like this. And again, where are my layers? There we are. We make a group. And then we put the ellipse on top of the group and say mask to below. And then we have our mask. And we can still change the picture size like this. So I can now just make it like that. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Me. Okay. Let's give this an outline with layer effects. Outline, where it is. There we go. Okay. Can also give it a drop shadow if you want. Outer shadow, so it's a bit distant from the background. Make it softer. It's kind of cozy, or it's kind of nice. header. Let's pull this up a little bit more because it's kind of hard to read, and then I could put up my picture a little bit more. Good. It's just a start. I think it's going in a nice nice direction, but it's just a start. I will rethink the design over the next days. Hopefully not weeks, just days. I want to finish this as soon as possible. The global magicians. Thank you, Jeff. Maybe if the picture weren't so 2D. You mean the landscape pictures 2D? 100% better. Thank you. Thank you, Pope. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can put any kind of picture. So it can be any kind of thing. And this is the good thing that we have this kind of rectangle here, because now I can just go to stock and say, maybe I want to have another picture. Maybe I want to use this picture, for example. And I can just put it in my group. Let's pull the layers out here. So I just put it in here. And boom, I have a different picture. And it's perfectly like cut out in the area that I need. You see, like this. So that's very fast way. If you design a website, you want to be able to change things quickly and kind of adapt it. And I like to, for example, if the customer has time, if like we also made the time, it's good to sit there together and think, hey, what can we do here? What would look good? By the way, actually the text is not lining up with the text on the top. Why is this? It's probably the font. It looks like, no, now it's centered. Okay, that's better. There you can see, you can try out with different pictures, stuff. And let's go camera. I don't want it to look technical, you know? I don't want it to look like this, for example. So you can also do stuff like that. But first of all, my videos are not about photography, they're about photo editing, so it wouldn't make much sense if I put a camera here, probably. But also, I think this would look too technical. I don't want the people to have the feeling when they come to the page, oh, this is going to be work, it's going to be boring, I have to learn a lot of numbers and like stuff, technical stuff. I want them to feel like, okay, we are starting to be creative right now and to just get into creating interesting and nice, cool things, like in any way you want to create them. So that should be more of the idea of the videos and the courses and all that kind of stuff. So it should be a lot of like warmer kind of vibe. This picture is not good. I agree. It's like there's a lot too much going on and it's like too saturated and stuff like that. This is a bit better, but it's also not a good picture. So yeah, it's kind of hard to find the right pictures, but that is also part of the process of creating a website, is that you have to take the time to find all of the right materials and stuff. Hey, let's try to actually put one of my Instagram pictures in the background. Let's see how that would look. There's probably too much going on in one of my Instagram pictures, but we can try. We can have a look here. Always going to text, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think any of those would be a good background for the header. Maybe a combination of those. I also thought about that because I want to also change the cover, the header of my YouTube channel, and I want to include all of my, or not all of, but some of the creations I've done for Instagram, or for my Instagram account, not for Instagram itself, to show some kind of creative things that we can do together. But they are all too busy to put text on top of them. So that's not. Let's just give this a try. It of course doesn't work, but just to show, because there's a little bit less going on here. Yeah, it's kind of. I think this kind of picture is probably better if you do some kind of like mostly these kind of effects and stuff. If that's your main part of what you're doing for as courses on YouTube and stuff, then maybe this kind of thing would also be nice. So like dramatic, dark, a little bit scary atmospheres mostly. Then probably this would also be nice. Also, by the way, let's hide the guidelines for a second so we actually see the page and not these lines on the side. So this, of course, gives another impression. How long do we stream? Oh, only 1 hour and 40 minutes, so that's not too long. Okay, yeah. So we can see this really changes the look of the page. There's a lot of stuff to think about. I'm actually not sure. Let's go to Unsplash real quick and see, maybe we find something nice together that we can use. I always like to use, the reason why I often use sunsets also for the covers of my live streams is because if you have sunset pictures, there's a lot of free space but you can write on. That's nice. Because if you have other stuff, like if you look for a city or something, there's often too much going on. Also, it's kind of landscapes, there's too much going on in there. It's also a nice picture. Yeah, and of course it should be like representative somehow of what I'm doing on my channel. So that should also be part of it in a certain way. There's a lot of cool pictures. Maybe if you have an adventure travel page, this could be a cool page. It's like, if you feel like, wow, I want to be part of that, then that's a good image. If you want to be part of that kind of thing that's happening there. But like I said, it should actually tell the story of what is going on in the page, in the products and stuff like that. Yeah. I could also try to use pictures we have edited for the tutorials, although there's like a lot of them, so it's kind of hard to go through them right now. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired. By the way, we can also chat a little bit. Because I have done so much work and talking and stuff, maybe we want to talk about some topics. So if you want to talk about some stuff, please write it in the chat. You're always welcome. Ask questions, or let's talk about, I don't know, stuff you're working on and all these kind of things. Hey, Osvaldo, all the best wishes to Brazil. Thank you very much for watching. It's very nice. The title in Area 1 isn't there. Oh yeah, you're right. But why? Oh, because I hit it. Okay, good. So now it's back. Thank you. Oh, we should save, by the way. Let's save this real quick. Editorial. So like I said, if you want to ask something, write it in the chat so we can talk about different topics. It's always good to chat a little bit about different things. Or, you can't post links. So that's, I wanted to say, if you have a website, we can take a look at that, maybe give some feedback about that. But you can't post links, so maybe that's doesn't work right now. I still think like sunsets or these kind of landscape pictures is the easiest to use and kind of nicest and kind of more, I think it fits with the idea of photography. We can also look photographer, but again, I'm not I don't do, or at least for now, I'm not doing photo tutorials. So having a photographer in the title picture wouldn't make much sense at the moment. or this camera gear stuff. I'm not talking in my tutorials about camera gear, so it wouldn't make sense to show that. And when you enter here design or something, what comes up is these kind of color palettes and stuff like that. It's like more like product design, graphic design, stuff like that, which is also not what we are doing in the tutorials. Can do an abstract pattern, but then it's kind of confusing to know what is going on anyways. Let's go for sunsets again. I like also the nice warm colors of that. Any questions? From southern Germany. Hey, Aribert. Thanks for watching. Nice to have you on the live stream. And yeah, best wishes to South Germany. I'm intermediate level on front-end development, and I believe it is very important to learn about photo editing and art, even not being an artist myself. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff. Yes, yeah. It's always good to look into different areas that you're not mainly working with to get also a different perspective. So that's very nice. Either by doing it yourself or by watching others do it and see what they do, why they do it, to get that kind of understanding. Because there's a lot of different kind of perspectives and things. So it's always kind of nice to have. Maybe I shouldn't be obsessed with the picture right now and do a little bit more editing of the page. Let's go maybe back to this picture. It's not the right picture, but for now, maybe it's okay. Or should we go to the other picture we had at the start? It's just a placeholder picture. Let's leave it like that. Okay, cool. So, I want to do a newsletter area also. It's the question, should we build that now? And what should it look like? Maybe with a picture as a background, stuff like that. Also, by the way, maybe that's a good question here. Before we go on working at the design of the starting page of the website. So for me, the question is, if I do a newsletter, what should be inside of the newsletter? Because I'm always like, I don't like newsletters myself to receive them unless they are from a company or from a source where I'm really interested to read the newsletter. So, of course, like everybody, I get a lot of advertisement mail, but sometimes from some companies, I'm always looking forward to see that they have a newsletter and say, wow, yeah, cool. What kind of new stuff do you have for me? What kind of interesting thing do you have for me? So there are some newsletters that stick out and they have interesting things in there, and I like to read them, I like to open them. So the question is, what could I put in there that would be interesting to look at? I was thinking about actually doing this, the course that we talked before about creativity as a newsletter, but then I thought this is not a good idea, because then if you are not there at the very start, you are just losing the rest, or you have to catch up. And this is not like the best way to do that. So I thought like a online course, to do it as an online course is a better idea. But as a newsletter, I'm not sure what to put in there. Of course, I could make an email every like 2 weeks or once a month where I write about the new tutorials I've put on my channel, but people probably see it on the channel anyways, what kind of new videos have been out there. So I'm not sure what to do there. Yeah, and it's like you could say, yeah, well, maybe make some write down some creative ideas, but if you like, how often can you do that? Maybe that's a bit like, it should be you don't only have to put down any kind of idea. It should be interesting enough so most people want to open the newsletter and actually read that. So it's pretty hard to get that kind of quality standard. That would be a job on its own, basically, to do that kind of thing. So it's really hard to find something that is kind of easy to produce, but at the same time very interesting for people to look at. So I'm not sure. Anyways. Hey from Hannover. Hi Aki. How are you doing? Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not stopping. Actually, I'm building up the channel to be bigger and have a better service. By the way, also a reason why I'm doing the website is because now everything is spread out a little bit. There is Reddit and Gumroad and Patreon and the Facebook page and I don't know what else. So it's like on so many different pages, and you have to have an account for all of them to actually access the content. And so I thought I want to have one hub where you can go and you can access all of this stuff together. You don't have to jump through all of these different things. And also I don't have to put like 10 different links in the information below my videos. I can just have one link that goes to the site, and you can find the newest information there of the stuff that is happening. By the way, I was thinking about maybe also embedding the Reddit group into the website. So if people want to discuss stuff, they can do it on the website through Reddit, which of course you have to have an account there, not on my website, but you can still read the things on my website. You can find it there and actually see we have this kind of opportunity to discuss with other people on a Reddit group. Maybe you don't know even that I have something like that. Let's switch over to that real quick so I can show you. I'm probably not signed in at the moment because I deleted all my cache today from my browser. Let's go to login. Yeah, sign in. There we go. And when I created a group, I called it Affinity Photo Tuts, which was really a stupid idea because it looks now like it's limited to Affinity Photo. So maybe I'm going to create a new group and ask people to go over to the new group with the name of my website or stuff like that, because I really don't want to be limited to just that software. Or, like you know, there's Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, there is the Nick Collection, there is Krita, there is a lot of other stuff, Inkscape, all this stuff that is interesting to think about, to talk about, stuff like that. It wasn't a good, at that time I did, I think, only videos about Affinity Photo, but I want to open the space up a little bit to also other creative tools. Yeah, so that's, yeah. But this is like, you can see we have a group, people can talk there. If they have questions. Or maybe I should do a Facebook group, but there are already Facebook groups. This is why I went on Reddit, because I thought I don't want to be in competition with the other Facebook groups that are out there. They do a really great job. They allow me to post my tutorials there, so I don't want to be competition to them. I want to rather like be a helpful person, a helpful member of these groups. You know what I mean? Okay, so yeah. Okay, good. Is there more questions maybe? Then we can do some more in Affinity Photo. No more questions? Okay. Whew. Good. So that would be a question, what to do with the newsletter, and also like with the websites. Designing the websites. Do you have interest that we would make a sample page for the Mythical Gradient pack as a product page? Because this is more concrete, maybe. I know what I want to do there, and it's kind of an important thing to do. So again, in Affinity Photo, of course, just building up how to say, a landing page for that, because as you know, I have the Gumroad page, and you can go there, and you have this little thing. Where's my, oh, 1 second, videos. There we go. Hello. So you click on that link here, as you know, and then you go to this. But I feel like as a sales page, this is very limited from what it can do, from the information it has on there. Sorry. So I want to have more information. I want to have it look nicer and be a little bit more emotional with the product, because for the customer, it is important that they emotionally can feel what the product can do for them, and not just read the title, because then there's so much guesswork still over. So it's better to like give the customer a real impression of like what you want to actually bring to them, to their life, to their creativity, stuff like that. And so this is very limited with just the cover and then some text and this button here. It's like there could be more, it could be nicer, you know. What does the chat say? 1 second. How do you transfer this to your website? Thanks. Definitely landing page is very helpful. So would you be interested if we play around a little bit with the landing page design? I know it's not the classical Affinity photo thing, but it's probably an idea. A lot of people, as you are also creative artists and photographers and photo editors and stuff like that, you probably also either have a website or want to have a website. So these kind of things can be very helpful too. How do I transfer this to your website? So basically what I'm doing is when I'm finished with the design, as you can see, it's very simple from the elements. You only have some pictures and then you have some text. So I will edit the pictures individually. So I'm not cutting them out from here. I'm not going with the slicing option. I'm actually preparing them individually as files, the pictures. So I have more control also over them. And then I have this Divi theme I have showed you before. Like here, let's go to the page that we have worked on before. Edit with Divi. And Divi is a theme with a theme builder that allows you to very easily adapt things. You can see here with the page, and you can just, for example, you grab this part here and you can move it up and down. As you can see, if you want to have a distance here, you can just do that by grabbing it. Or like if you want to have, for example, first the picture, then the text, you can just drag it up. There's no coding involved, stuff like that. Okay, now it changed the design, but it's kind of easy to use. I had some problems at the beginning, especially with giving it the full width that it should have. Oh, can you wait a second? Can I just grab this? But this is still different. So, but it's very easy to use these kind of things. So yeah. Okay, I should probably now say don't save. Let's just go back, discard and exit. Okay, so it's kind of easy to put it in there once you have it. And also, like, if you have product pages, or if you have landing pages, or these kind of pages that you use more often, you can create this once on in WordPress with your theme, and then hopefully your theme, like the Divi theme, has the ability to save the design. So you save it and then you just use it next time, and you just change the pictures and the text, so you don't have to build every detail again. Okay, good. So let's go about I think I want to like finish this here, because the newsletter is just like text boxes and stuff, and then we have also a footer down here with some more links, but that's not too interesting to create. So I will leave it like this and let it sit for 1 or 2 days, and then come back to the design and make it more like go more into detail. Yeah, okay. So let's go and make, yes, let's save this. Make a landing page for the Mythical Gradient pack. So we would have an idea how would this look like, how would this feel like. Okay, let's make the same thing here. Document, resize 4000 from the height, so it has the same height. And I did it wrong, of course. Undo, resize. You have to unlock this and then only change the height. Boom. So now we have this. Okay. All right, so how would this look? First of all, let's make a white background. Okay, like that. Good. And I hope I have all the picture materials that I need right now. So let's see if I have the materials. Place. There is, oh, this is from the video course. So let's open this separately. Exit, open. I think, yeah, this should be pretty big from the size, right? Document size is 2000. It's not super big, but it's, I think, big enough. Okay. So we can take this, for example, copy, flatten, and then move this over here. Let's save this real quick. Landing page. Landing page. Okay. Put this in here. Boom. So we have that. Very nice big picture. Again, we use our rectangle as a box, as a mask. So take the picture, put it in a group, and click on the rectangle, right click, mask to below. So now this is a box, as you can see, and I still can move the elements inside around. So we have no problem with that. Okay, the picture is a little bit bigger. Let's make it smaller and see how that looks. Okay, I'm seeing that the circles are uneven. They're not actually centered. That's interesting. So let's pull this out a little bit. Let this maybe stick a little bit over the edges, so it doesn't look weird. And let's move this over a little bit to the left and make a center here. Is this the center of the page? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So we can center the guy. Whew. Good. Then we have our Gumroad version. And we have this already, the text that we can copy over here. Okay, so first problem is, oh wait, this is a completely different picture. Okay, that's interesting. 1 second. If, like I said, if you have questions, please ask the questions. Let's see here. Oh, and I tried this with different pictures, and I used this picture. So this is a picture of the road, which still should be full size. And this is the group, which I showed in the tutorial. The course, like online course, is part of the pack. So let's copy this. Let's put this in a group real quick and copy this over to the landing page, so we actually have the same picture. By the way, this is an interesting and kind of important point. If you create something like that, you don't want to confuse the customer by having a different picture on a different part. Like you create a product, and then they go to the product page, and suddenly the design of the product page is completely different. It shows a different picture and stuff like that. It's really confusing, and people are very like afraid that maybe they're getting scammed or stuff like that, and maybe they have clicked on the wrong link or stuff like that. So it's pretty important to design things in a way where they actually look the same from the link you come from to the page where you land. So if you have like a newsletter, there is a preview picture, a cover picture, and you come to the page, use the same picture so people see the same picture and say, okay, this is, I'm on the right spot. I did an effect here, a mask. There we go. I should actually line up the mask with my text. Let's see. So you can see I created a special mask here, including the glow for the text, so that the rings are ending before the text, so I don't have an overlap, and the text actually stands out nicely. I'm not sure if I can line them up right now. Is it lined up now? Yeah, I think so. So you can see when you look at this text, when I turn this off, the lines, they go, when I turn it off, the lines, they go directly to the edge of the text. And here I have a little bit of a gap in between. So it's easier to read. It doesn't line up 100% right now. It's not like it should look. And also here it has like this problem. I have to fix that. Okay, just painting it in with white on the mask so it doesn't cut off the text. All right. Maybe I put this inside of the group so I can move them around together because they're not centered right now. Or are they? Are they centered? Okay, like that. Good. So let's also make this stripe here and add some text. I'm just using this so you can read the text easier. Mythical gradients pack. All right. Okay. So we can decide and see this. Maybe I want to put some text below here too. Let's make this second text, make it a little bit smaller. Photo. Atmosphere. All right, just a demo text. Doesn't really, it's not a finished text, just like a little bit of text in there to have an idea. Let's see if we change this over to Open Sans. Is this nicer maybe? Let's bit harder to read, huh? Too much going on in the background. Can make this a little bit darker. Boop. Okay. It's also like the interesting part of design is that part of the design process is also the wording that you use when you write the text. This is not the finished text, it's just like a starting idea of what it could be. But the interesting thing is to, if you want to express emotions, it's important that they are also part of the text. So if you describe something, like for example, if you say, would you rather eat like have a tomato or a juicy sun-ripe tomato? It's a little bit, is very different. Or like, I don't know, if you say you have a cattle or a farm-raised market cattle or something like that, you know what I mean, you know? So you get an idea, you get more information about the product, get a better idea about the product. It's not just marketing where you say you want to upsell it and make it sound better. It's more about the, like, what is the actual idea that has went into creating the product. So for example, in this case, if you would anything could be a gradient, you know? So how would you know what is the idea, what is the spirit behind the gradient, the concept of creating these gradients? So the very concept behind these gradients is that they are handcrafted and they are tastefully designed from the choices of the colors, which is very important because they are done and created for a very specific reason and not just for any kind of gradient, you know? So they are like gradients selected from the colors from very good painters. So these are actually very special colors, not just any kind of color. So there's a very big difference. And it's good to point this out on the product page if you want to sell something, that the customer actually understands what is going on in the product, what is actually creating the value of the product, and what have you put into the product from your own like mastery and interest and passion and all these kind of things, you know? So yeah, that could be pretty interesting, important. Let's make this a little bit shorter here. All right. So again, down here we could have one of these before after things for showing off how this looks. I have created a picture. Have I saved that picture? I've done it in the video with the woman, but have I saved that? I'm not sure. Usually I save every picture I create for my courses. Styles Explained, Happy Holidays. What is Styles Explained? No, that's not that. Happy Holidays? That's not that. Maybe I didn't save that. That's strange because usually I save everything that I create. Autumn course, it's not that either. Interesting. Is it in here maybe? No. Because this was a very good one. Why didn't I save that? That's so strange. Huh. For iPad users? Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, we can simply read it, do this real quick, so maybe that's a good idea. Let's go here. It was very fast to create that. This is the picture. Okay. Good. We could again do a slider, or we could do a side by side. So not sure. Let's make a new file here real quick. Place the picture that we just downloaded. There we go. It's actually, let's make this a little bit bigger. This is better. Oh, there we have, what is this? Oh, okay, it's part of the, so I think we had it like this. I'm just doing it quickly because it's just for the demo page. Let's go to soft light. We had an ellipse here with radial gradient like that. Effect, Gaussian blur. I think this was set to screen, if I remember right. Or to add? No, screen maybe? See if this is normal, it looks like this. If it's screen, it looks like this. Maybe use one normal and then duplicate this and use the second one like screen, but make it a little bit smaller. Like so. Is that too bright? Let's just use it like this. Okay, good. So let's copy this flattened once. There's the landing page. Let's put it here. And then we go back. Where is it? There we go. And we use this without. Edit, copy flattened, go to the landing page, put this in here. Okay. So we have both. Can put them in a group, resize the group. We can put this down here. And then we simply, again, create a rectangle on top of everything like that. Bloop. Make it half size. Mark to, oh, actually, like that. Mask to below. Boom. Okay. And so we have a before and after like we had on the other page. Maybe a side by side would be better here. But I think you know what I mean. It's like it would be a slider in here, which we can't see right now. We can try both versions. That's also good to see what kind of effect this would be for the design, for the concept of the page. Diamond. Let's put this up here. Good. And by the way, if you think, but how would you like make these designs with the diamond shape here and stuff like that on the website? That is just a placeholder. Probably on the website it's going to look a little bit different. The slider handle is going to have a little bit different design. But for here, for this purpose, it's not that important to have that. Okay, so before, after. So we can have that. And now I'm going to duplicate that real quick. And I'm just going to delete this and delete this, hide that, and then just move this over here. So we have it like that. Make them line up. Bloop. And good. Okay, good. And then take the group and just center this like that. Okay. This is in white, it's not good. Let's make this gray. Before. After. Let's put this inside of the group. Is it? No. Okay, now it's inside of the group. Okay. Good, so maybe that's a better idea. Are you still watching, or everybody's falling asleep? I think this is probably, today is not like the most interesting stream because it's very different from the usual photo editing. But I thought it would be interesting to watch this, to have like a peek into also other things that you do with Affinity Photo and creative process and stuff like that. So I thought maybe show the creation of the website or parts of the design of the website. Okay. So again, I would say down here now we can have a rectangle with a darker gray like we had before. Oh, by the way, this is something I can show you. So like when we have this dark gray here, so we could actually think about, let's put this below. So if you look at the pictures now, they look interesting, but they compete with the darker background of the website. So the colors appear probably rather muted because the background is so bright. But now if I push this behind that, suddenly you can see that you have more intense and beautiful colors because now they don't have to compete with the background. So this is a good way where you can enhance the look of the images of the presentation if you do stuff like that. Not to put pictures on a white background, but rather a dark background, so they stand out a bit more. You can decide how dark it should be. 50% is often good if you edit pictures, but if you want colors to pop more, it's probably better if you go a little bit darker, like this, so you can see the colors really stand out a lot more. But now we have to, if we go to our text, we have to make the text a little bit lighter. If I find the text, it's in here. Okay. So, and again, like you can see with the text, if you make it completely white, it looks a bit harsh. So make it a little bit gray, light gray. Text looks a lot softer, and this makes it look more like aesthetic and refined. So that's also a nice trick to use. Okay, cool. Where's the chat? By the way, like I said, if you have any kinds of questions or stuff like that, thank you, Olaf. Hey, Olaf, how you doing? Whoop, my cat wants out. Thanks for joining. So very different stream today. I'm not going to start to do tutorials on website design. It's just today I wanted to show, because I'm starting my own website for my channel, to show the process, include you a little bit also in that process, and show off a little bit different use for Affinity Photo. Thank you, Chio. It's very nice to hear. Good. Okay, cool. Good. So I let out my cat real quick. 1 second. I'm back in a second. Come. So. Okay. Also good moment to get some food. I'm not sure if you know these. You get them in Germany and Austria and stuff like that. Probably in the US too. Is it? Am I holding it in the camera? I'm not sure. Oh, there's a delay again. These kind of things, they're very, very tasty. Okay. Okay. So next thing we want to have is probably a text that says what's included. Either what's included or like more describing about the product. Let's write what's included real quick. What's included. This text is now too light. Yeah. So we can also maybe let's talk a little bit because design is always about purpose. Not always about purpose, but you know what I mean. If you make a specific website, it's like a landing page, and when you design something, it has a purpose. In this case, to sell something. So if you think about the customer, what does the customer need mainly? What kind of information does the customer need about the product? And so if you think about usually when you buy a product, you don't want to know much about the technical things or stuff like that that's behind that, or the work that has gone into that. It's all kind of boring information, and it's in many cases not really necessary. So it's interesting if you want to have the technical details, but you can put them somewhere else if people want to have them as a technical sheet. So mostly what is interesting for a customer is like as a first contact is to, first of all, like I said, the emotional part, how to feel about the product, what kind of feeling went into the product. But the other part is also very important, is that every customer has a fear, a basic fear when you want to buy something. And the fear is like, is it really worth my money? Do I get tricked on this page? Is the quality good enough? Do I like it actually? Will I actually use it? Stuff like that. So you want to reassure the customer that actually, yes, this is a good choice for them. And of course, only if it is a good choice for them. But if it is the right choice, to reassure them, they don't have to be worried about buying this product, because it will be what they expect from the product. So to take that fear away is a very important part of this kind of process. So taking fear away, of course, means to make people feel safe and make people feel good about the product. So and of course, part of the information is to tell them what is included in the product, and also how can you use it? What kind of level of expert, like user level, do you need to have to use this product? Is it just for professionals? Can you use it as a beginner? Does it work on my device? Stuff like that are interesting informations to take the fear away. Also, maybe that you say you get a money back guarantee depending on the product. So for a digital download product, it's pretty hard to give a money back guarantee because you download it and then you own it. There is no way to give a digital product back. So that's a little bit problematic. But you can still say, if you're not satisfied, you can get the money back, stuff like that. So yeah, so these kind of informations to put them on the page is also part of the design process. Meow. Yes, the cats again. Hey, Bayo the Q. What? It's an interesting name. Hey, all the best to Poland. Sorry for really mispronouncing your name. Hello, JSB. Thank you for watching. Very nice to have you. Good. Okay, so also, by the way, what I want to put in here, and this is like really misrepresented on my Gumroad page, is like, I don't know why they don't have any kind of area here for the newsletter. And this is really bugging me because the newsletters are really, you want to have access points where you can contact your customer if they want to give them more information about better offers, other products, like tutorials that are coming on, like any kind of things that they can additionally benefit from, you know. It's kind of important to keep that kind of contact if it's there. Although I have to say I'm really lazy with newsletter writing, so probably it's important to have that. I'm not the person to that is using this right at the moment. I have to get better at that. I have to like really think about how can I really do that also in the capacity that I have as a just one person doing all these kind of things. Okay. I was thinking here, maybe I need to get some kind of an icon pack or something. Does Divi have an icon pack, by the way? Does Divi come with icons? I'm not sure. I think they do, but I'm not sure. Documentation, layout library, pricing, live builder. They don't have a search area? Is there no search button? That's really strange. Custom support, billing info. Aha, Divi icons. Divi theme blurb icons. I just want to copy paste them so we have something to look at, you know. So this is not too bad. I see some stuff that I can use here, and for just a mock-up, it doesn't really matter that it's like you know what I mean. It's just a placeholder is what I want to say. Rasterize, good. So let's select some of these parts. And is there something that looks like a file? Maybe this one here. We can also use this one here. Oh, that was the wrong layer. Okay, good. So we can hide this. Icons. This is image icon. Then we have the file icon. And we have the video icon. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Something is missing. Where's my file icon? Oh, up here. For some reason it jumped up there. Don't know why. what's included. So we can think about this. So it's a 30-minute video course. Then we have 90 gradients. Mythical gradients sounds a little bit better. And then we have a special iPad file. I added this recently. One of my followers was nice enough to create that file because you can't import the gradients on iPad. But he made a file and I sent it out to everyone who downloaded the file, and it's now also included in all of the premium packs, and it has all of the 90 gradients in them. But they are just rectangles, so you can just copy the rectangles over to your to the file, to the photo you're working on. Sorry, I'm stuck. Yeah, so that's okay. So we have all that. Good. Boom. And one part is hidden again. For some reason, it's hiding parts when you select them. I don't know why. So I will probably add some more information here. Is there a way at all to remove reflections? Yes. Yes, there are. I think there are several ways depending on the reflection, but like you can do that. It's a bit complicated depending on how strong the reflection is. If it's just like areas that are a little bit lighter, and then you can make them a little bit darker in that area, so the reflection and like more contrast, so the reflection isn't visible that much. But what I would rather suggest people, of course, you already have taken the picture, so this is not a fix for the picture itself, but a fix for future pictures that you're going to take, is that you are buying what is called a polarization filter. Polarizing filter. And what a polarizing filter does is how it works. Yeah, this is actually a good example here. A polarizing filter is like a comp, like you can see here, and it means it only lets through the light that comes from one direction, but not the light that comes from other directions. And so when you take a photo, of course, the light is coming from the front, from where you photograph the subject. So everything of that is always visible in the picture. But then you have reflections, and the reflections mean that the picture come from the side, get reflected on the surface, and then come to your camera. So they're coming from the side. And you don't want to have that because this is the reflection. So when you have the polarization filter, you can turn it. It's like it's screwed onto your lens, but the front part with the glass, you can still move it freely. You can rotate it, and you will see through your camera that you get either very much reflection. This is also a very nice effect, or you get no reflection at all, or very, very little reflection. So this is the best way to get rid of reflections, is to use these polarizing filters. They are very affordable and very, very useful. And like I said, with the trick of having a very strong reflection is that you can take pictures. For example, if you have like a skyscraper with a glass front and you want to have a beautiful reflection of the city, you can force that reflection with the polarizing filter, but by turning it the way so most of the reflecting light is coming through, and it looks like a mirror. It looks really great. So you should experiment with that. Let's see if we have here reflection. If we have some examples. Oh, there's a good example here. So this is you see polarizing filter where usually you would see this with your eye, and then with the polarizing filter, because all of the light that comes like from an angle into your camera is not visible, it looks like this, so you can look into the car. Here's also another example where you remove the reflection, or you make stronger reflections depending on what you want to have. In this case, also with lake surfaces, sometimes you want to have a really strong reflection on the lake. Polarizing filter can help you with that, so that's really nice. I think this is an example of that. Is this an example of that? I'm not sure. Anyways, so yeah, this is a very good thing to have, and like I said, it's not very expensive. It's very affordable. I don't see, wait, polarizing filter. Let's say strong reflection. Strong reflection. Yeah, but you know what I mean. So this is a really, really useful thing to have. Okay, good. What was I talking about before? Oh, by the way, we can also look at their website, what they are doing. All of these kind of design things. Maybe I should put in something like that. This is really nice. And these kind of moving things are also nice. Interactive buttons, all of this you can't really simulate, but you can still have, like, in the mock-up you have the shape, and then you know in your mind, okay, this will happen later. Yeah, this is also a nice effect that is called, what is it called, like parallax. This is called parallax effect, and what you can see here is that you have multiple layers of pictures, and the simple thing that parallax does is that the background is moving slower, is scrolling slower than the foreground, and this looks like it is like an animation or stuff. It can also, you can, at some websites, you control this by moving your mouse, so this looks like it gives more of a 3D effect with the picture, so this can also be very nice for design. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool ways to do that. There's a gradient, so gradients can also be very nice in design. Okay, cool. Good. This is also nice, like subscribe button, stuff like that. Okay, let's go back to the I'm talking too much. How do I remove reflections? If you shoot into the sun more directly, why are you photographing into the sun? Or maybe I'm understanding, like, you mean that towards the sun, probably not directly into the sun, and then you get flares, not reflections, flares. Yeah, flares. Okay, yeah. This is why you have also this kind of strange looking device for your lens. I'm not sure what it's called. Flare cover. Holy crap, what is that? Okay. What is this thing called? This thing. This thing here. That thing. This one. So this is for flares, to put it on. They look very strange, but this is actually if the sun comes from the front, so you don't get the flares into your camera if you put this on. In the past, they looked like this, where you just have a cone, but the more modern ones, they often look like this with this kind of shape, probably because like it's following the shape of the picture they're actually taking, which is not round, it's square. So this is like, anyway, so you know what I mean. But this is a good tool to reducing flare. I'll also use your lens hood. Lens hood. Okay. It's called a lens hood? That's interesting. Didn't know that. Lens hood. Yeah, it does. Lens hood. Okay, cool. Learned something new. Lens hood. Never heard that. Interesting. I think in German, isn't German different? I'm not sure. Anyways. Okay. Whew. So what do we want to do here? This is a bit like too much, maybe. I should maybe make the text smaller, give a bit more description of the things that are happening here. But I don't want to make make it too big, too much information in here. Let's just give it a small try. If we put this together, move these two over here. But it should be a list. I think it feels like it should be a list. I mean, technically, I could make like a little like pop down menu here, where you can click and then you see more information below that. So maybe, but do people click on that? That's the question. Let's go to lorem ipsum again. Let's just write some little explanation text here from this. Whoa, okay. That was way longer than I expected. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay, let's try it like this. Just a short text below each of them. Maybe, by the way, this is maybe also an interesting design advice, is to not put a ton of information under, like on the website, because people are not going to read that. It's a lot of people I know, they like of course want to give the people as much information as they can about the product and stuff like that, but in many cases the people are not really going to read that. They're not really going to be that interested in reading all the information. They just want to have like the basic information that is necessary to understand the product, but not much more. They don't want to read a book about what you're going to do with your product. So don't be too descriptive, because this can overwhelm people and they will just go somewhere else, because it's like it asks too much from them to read all this kind of information. I don't think this looks very good, but it's kind of, it's a starting point. What do you say? Any update yet? Well, maybe he was talking about 1.8 beta. You can sign up to the beta on in the forum or on the website, so you get the version before it is published. So maybe that was what the person was talking about, and then the update is coming soon, maybe. Remove reflections when taking photos, having the correct angle of the camera in relation to the light source. Not really. Of course, technically, yes, you are correct. If you change the angle of the camera, you reduce the reflection or have no reflection at all. But do you want to take the picture from that angle? That's the big question. So if that's the right angle, that's okay. But if it's not the right angle, you have a big problem. You don't want to take it just from any angle only to reduce the reflection. So this is why you have these kind of filters. So you can still have it from any kind of angle you want. And then you can remove it with this filter so you don't have a problem with the reflection, but still get a good photo, you know? So that's... If you can change the angle and it still looks good, then that's okay, and that's the better solution, of course. Yeah. Good. By the way, we can also look at Nick collection. DXO. Nick collection for the website, for the web design. So they have these little points here, and you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I want to have my page similar, not similar to this, because it's like I'm not having that much of an advanced product, but what I'm meaning is, like, you can see here, even though it's a really complicated product with a ton of filters and a lot of adjustments, the text is really very, very small. They're not small, very, very short. It's just like the essence of information that you need to understand, and that makes you think like, yes, this is a great product. And then you have this before and after, which is also very cool. So yeah, that's very nice. I have to say, with the docs page, they could do a little bit better job with the before and after pictures, because I mean, it's nice, but it's not super impressive. So this could be a bit better, I think, for some, like, one of the best, how do you say, toolboxes for editing pictures as a plugin. This is really amazing what the software can do, and then the pictures are like, could be more amazing. I could be more amazed by what this does, because this looks like, if I tweak a little bit in Affinity Photo, I basically get the same result. But the Nick collection can do so much more. It could look really amazing. So yeah. This is the after, really? Doesn't the after look much worse than the before? If this was the before and this was the after, I would say, wow, this repairs pictures like crazy. But this is like, I mean, yes, I understand it's a vintage effect, stuff like that, but it's kind of strange. Anyways, kind of nice. With these points here moving around, you can do that in Divi theme too. So maybe that's also a good point. But then again, you have to click on these points, and this, like, this is also a concept, like an idea of when you think about design. If you have to click on it, this requires an action for me. So this means I have to invest energy, and this means I have to overcome a burden, not a burden. I have to overcome like this hurdle to want to invest energy at that moment. So, and also it takes energy instead of giving me energy. There's always the question. Of course, this can be nice if it kind of reveals something that you're looking for, and say, "Ooh, it's a little bit of a how to say, a secret or something, mystery," and then you reveal it, and you are surprised by what is revealed by that. So that can also be positive as an effect, as an emotional tool to have some like kind of emotional interaction on the page. But it also can take energy, so you have to really consider what of that is a good idea. Of course, here you could see that this, if you would have the text on its own, it would probably look like too much text. You don't want to read that. So this looks like less of an investment of time, and then you click on it and it's a small text and the other text is hidden. So that's also nice. By the way, this is a picture from Unsplash. I've also used that on, I think, one of my tutorials. So it's interesting that they also use Unsplash pictures on their website. Okay, cool. Good. Let's go on here. Let's copy this, put it down here. Or should I make it like this? No, that's too much. You know what? We could try it here really quick. If this had like a soft gradient in the background, how would that look like? This is not what I wanted. Like, it looks like white, but it's not quite, it's not completely white. Is this completely white here? Yes, okay. Let's move it the other way around, so it's getting from a little bit darker to a little bit brighter over here. Of course, this now stands out, that it's cut out from a white background, but you know that it shouldn't be there, so that's okay. And again, I'm a little bit confused where my stuff went. Rectangle, this is the rectangle. Where's the text? Where is my text? Group. What's included? So there we go. Let's put this on top. Okay, so now we have the rectangle here, and you can see the difference. This is actually a little bit too high. Let's go like that. Put this down here. Hide the, not the rulers, sorry. The guidelines. Okay, so you can see this is without the rectangle, and this is with the rectangle, like with the gradient. Without the gradient and with the gradient. And you can see it looks maybe a little bit more interesting. So this is a very small detail. You probably don't actually notice it when you look at it, but it's there, and that can make it interesting. Maybe if we take a little bit of color in here. Maybe blue? No. Let's leave it gray. There's the grayness slider. It's a bit easier. Okay. Yes, it's very slight, but it's kind of still there. Okay, cool. Hi, Dave. Well, but if you disagree, how would you take a picture from the same angle? If you say you have to change the angle, how would you do that? If you say, okay, it has to be from this angle. You are at a nice place, maybe it's Venice, at the in a, I don't know. You're in a nice church. You have the like your model there, and it has to be from this very perspective, so everything works in the picture. How can you change that? If you just change, if you say, okay, and now we take the camera 30 degrees to the side, completely changing the angle, so just because the windows don't have a reflection, how would that work? How would you do that? If you have a product and you are in your studio and it's just a product, you can turn the box with the product and nothing changes from the look of the picture. You set up your lights in the studio differently. Of course that works. But what are you going to do when you are inside of in a building or something else, in a scenery, and it has to be that angle? How does it work? If you say, well, you only have to change the angle, because you have to change the angle by quite a bit to get rid of a strong reflection. It's not just 1 or 2 degrees, more like 30, 40 degrees, stuff like that, really to another side. So I don't know how that would work, other than with the polarization filter, if you want to keep the angle, So, or if a museum, you want to have the object photographed from the front, you could remove the glass from the box, or you could darken everything in the room if you rent the museum for a day just to take the picture. If you can afford that, but you probably can't, so you have to take other means, and this is the filter that you put on the lens. Or you say you go from the side, but then it's a side view, so you don't have the picture that you actually wanted to take. So I think that's the difference between in the studio you can do it. Outside, I see no way how to do that, but maybe there's a way. Maybe I don't know that way. So I don't know. I'm not a photographer in that way, so if there is a way, I don't know it, but it would be nice to know that way, if there is a way. Hey Dave, hey Martin. So I'm using something, it's called Divi theme, and the Divi theme, just to for the people who just joined, in the Divi theme, you can very easily just move things around. Where's the sample page that we made before? Pages, contact, home. There we go, home. Edit with Divi. And Divi is built so you have this kind of editor in the front. So you can see here you have all these kind of icons where you can move stuff around and you can add things and stuff like that. So you can say you want, for example, the footer to be lower or to be higher. That is just a click, and then you move the mouse, and it's very easy to do that. And if you want to add different elements, you can, for example, click here and you see like you have different rows. So full row, half, thirds, fourths, all this kind of stuff. Should it be 1/3 to 2/3 or 3/4 to 1/4, stuff like that? So you can just click on that and then add the stuff that you want to add. And so let's click, for example, on this here. So you can see I have now 2 sides, and now you have a lot of different things you can add here. So you have a slider, or you can have I don't know what is here, image, gallery, email option, all these kind of things, comments, all this kind of stuff. A circle counter you can have in here, for example, like this here. It's even animated, so you can add the number. Let's say, I don't know, 500. Oh, this is percent. So I think you can also go by numbers. So there is some settings. You can see there's a lot of settings here. Sometimes it's a bit confusing. I was really confused at the start. So let's go with 80. I don't know, 80. What could be 80? I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean. And you can add here something else. Oh, call to action, like this. It's a little bit pre-designed. You can also edit all the elements. And I think there's also, like here, you can have some custom CSS if you want to do that, to style it a little bit more. If it's not in there, you can also add CSS IDs and CSS class to this stuff. So there's a lot of, it's very intuitive to use. At the beginning, it needs a bit of time to get used to it. And then you simply put in the text and the pictures. And like you can see here, I don't have anything like super complicated. it's all pretty much straightforward. And like with the background gradient here, let's show this too real quick. So for example, you can simply go here and you go to design, no, content, background, and there you can add a gradient, and you can see, boom, now I have a gradient for the box. So you can do really, really nice things here. Select a color, and you can see it's just clicking and adjusting that. And you can also change the direction. You can see here in degrees where it should go. Let's give this a nicer color. Okay. And starting position and all these kind of things. So you don't have to have any kind of coding skills to make a nice website today. So that's really, really nice to have that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's leave that without saving. Good. Okay, let's go back. So, bloop. Yes, it's responsive. It is responsive, and you can even you can say where the elements should be visible. So I would suggest that you do separate elements for desktop and for mobile, even maybe for tablet. Although probably it's not necessary because most tablets have a pretty high screen resolution. Mainly the reason for that is that, for example, text on the mobile device would then be way too big, and or on the desktop way too small. So I usually just I copy the element and then make the text smaller so it looks good on a mobile device, and it's really quick to do. Or for example, with pictures, you want to cut them in a different ratio so it looks better on your phone than it would look on your screen, because your phone is upside down, your screen is horizontally, so you want to have this look in a different way. Or maybe also the way how can I say the what is the word? 1 second. No. Reihenfolge. The order. Oh my God, yes, the order. The order of pictures. That's also important, because if you don't do this on your own, then the website will just sort the pictures anyway it thinks it should be. So usually I make a copy of the pictures for the mobile devices and bring them in the order I want them to be. And then this is only visible on mobile devices, and then on the desktop device you have a different order that makes sense on the desktop. With a bigger screen, a bigger resolution. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, I still have some cake. Surprise cake is always nice. If you forget that you were about to eat something and then you find some extra cake. Just from like 10 minutes ago, not from like 5 days ago. This is not a Christmas cookie. I just opened this like half an hour ago or something. Okay. I'm doing a lot of talking. Should do maybe a little bit more designing here. Okay. So you have all this information here. I should enter somewhere a buy button. Maybe I should enter a buy button here on this area, or maybe also multiple buy buttons throughout the page. So if people say, hey, I want to have it right away, they can have it right away, don't have to scroll down to the bottom to see what they're getting. I could also, by the way, this is also a good idea when you make a sticky bar on top that scrolls, but it always stays on top. So let's design this real quick. Just make a bar here. I will make this box a little bit bigger, and then I give it a stroke. With a line, so it looks like we have a separation line here without actually creating a separation line, like that. And then we can simply put a button in here. like that with rounded edges. Bloop. We don't want to have an outline in this time, but we want to have a fill color, not a gradient, just a fill color like this. Let's write get it now here. Just a filler text. Get it now. Okay. What time is it, by the way? Oh, it's almost, here it's almost 12 o'clock at night. So midnight, almost midnight. Whoop. Put this up here. Maybe again use this beveled effect here. Inner. Okay, just for now. Whoa, okay. We want to put this in a box. I feel like there should be some text also. What could we write here? I'm not sure. Should we do it like that? I don't know. Maybe it's a bit too big. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the best idea ever, but if you have this as a sticky bar on top, I'd make the copy again. Just want to move it. View, guides. So if you have this would move with the page, and if you scroll, the page moves, but this stays there, so you always have a button. Or you just have the button. Get it now bar. Or we just take this, ooh, no, outside. Get it now button. Okay. And then we hide this. Why did this, what is going on now? Ah, okay, I was looking in the wrong. And then we can put this somewhere, I don't know, like this. Get it now. And another one maybe down here. Bloop. Or below that, so we make a little bit more what's included. Anyways, this doesn't look good. Okay, good. Just so you have multiple ways where you say, or multiple chances to get it if you want to buy the pack throughout the page, you know, at the moment where you feel like, yes, okay, now I'm ready. Maybe make this top one a bit bigger. And then this one down here a little bit smaller. Okay, where's the chat? Bloop. Can you use Bootstrap? I don't know. I have just heard of Bootstrap today. So you can probably use Bootstrap. I don't know. Yeah. I have worked for years with WordPress, and I really like Divi as a theme, so that's very nice. The name of the website is oliviotutorials.com, but there's nothing on there yet, so it's just we're just building this right now. Yeah. Well, the Divi theme is not for free, so it's like you have to buy it per year. So its yearly access is like $89, but this is like if you let this run out, you can't update the theme, but you can still use it. So it's not like you have to delete the page after that. You just can't update it anymore. I bought the lifetime access. Not for this price, for a reduced price, like a Cyber Monday sale. And yeah, I probably also going to do some websites for customers. So for me, it's worth spending that money because I can use it, first of all, professionally for my business, for my own website, and I can always have the newest version for the next years. And also, if I use it for customers, I then get the money back anyway. So that's pretty good. Yeah. But I think it's worth it because it's very, very versatile. And you also get some other stuff like this Bloom and Monarch and this kind of stuff, which you might not use. Bloom is email opt-in and lead generation plugin. This is these kind of pop-ups that you can have on your screen. Maybe you don't need them. You can get them. I think MailChimp also comes with that, with these pop-ups. And this is for social media sharing. So you have these kind of buttons on your page. You can also get a free plugin for that. But if you want to use the one from them, so everything fits together, then you can do that. I don't know. I've never used them actually myself, but they are there. So that's also good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. What else do we need here? Again, a newsletter blah here down here. So that would be nice. Maybe this should be here as a newsletter there. Not like combined with buying it, but just for people who are interested in the product. By the way, I completely forgot something. When you do this, and then you create a shadow for the part below, that can look really nice. So let's have a look at that real quick. So let's say here we create an outside shadow. Outer shadow, there we go. Radius. Why doesn't it show up? Oh, because the other one is on top of that. So we have to go like this. Is this the rectangle? Yeah. And this is the right one here? Yes. There we go. Make this a little bit softer. So it can sometimes look very nice. Maybe in this case not too much, because it's the area is gray and then the shadow is also gray, so it just looks like it's bending downwards. So maybe that's not the best idea in this case. You can also have round shadows as a design, and that maybe makes more sense here. With round, I mean like the shadow is getting thinner on the sides, so it's not completely straight. And this also makes the web element look a little bit bent, so it can look very nice. Okay, cool. By the way, we have already streamed like 3 hours and 20 minutes. So should we end the stream? I know we are really in the middle of this page, but I feel like it's getting kind of late here. And yeah, we have streamed for a pretty long time today. So how do you feel? Where's the chat? Bum, ba-dum, bum. There we go. Hey, Nico. Hi. Thanks for joining. Okay. I'm making a website for my Hey Stetton. I'm making a website for my channel, basically. So everything comes together, all the different elements that they have, because they are now spread out on 5 different pages and it doesn't feel right. So I want to have a hub where everybody can come and look at the different things that are there, and also that people are not missing out on things that they don't know about, because I can't like talk about them in every single video to say, hey, I have a Reddit group and I have a Facebook page and I have a Gumroad store and I have a Skillshare courses and all this kind of stuff. So bloop, on all these pages. Then I have also a Patreon and stuff. So if I would say that in every video, people would get really annoyed with that. And so I have one page and it's one link under my videos. So I have a very nice hub, visually nice also for people to look at. That I have a bit more control over than the other pages, but they are still linking out to the other pages. Of course, it's just to give people an access point where they can easily connect to the other stuff that I'm doing. And as you know, I'm kind of, do you say prolific? Is that the right word? I like to create a lot of different things. So let's check this real quick. Dict. Prolific. Productive is what I mean. Productive. Yeah, I like to put out a lot of different things. I don't want to annoy people with all the things that I'm doing, so I thought it would be good to have like a place, and there they can find it themselves. So that's also one of the reasons. I would like to write a little bit more text here, not now, but just to put it in here, a little bit of a description. Let's just give a title, The Magic of Colors. Okay. And then I just put a little bit of a text box down here, like that. Boom. With some filler text, like that. Am I blind? What is going on? Oh, insert filler text. There we go. Not like that, of course. Let's make this bigger. Lup. Yeah, let's go like that. What is the color here? Hex, 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 text max. There we go. Boom. Okay, ready. Good. It's maybe a bit too much text, but I don't really have too much control over the content, I think. And this, like this doesn't look, this looks like too much and this looks like too big. So I would have this kind of size, but less text, like a little bit more, a gap in between. It would be nice if they had like like some way where I can edit the text a little. Can I edit the text actually? No, I can't. Okay, good. So, and I know I said before, don't put too much text on the page. So what this area would be is that you tell a story about in this case about the colors. And this is, by the way, something I found from cookbooks. Very different, of course, as a product. But so what I found here is like, if you have very nice cookbooks, if you look at them, they have often a story inside of them, a little bit about the culture, a little bit about the story of where the person is coming from that's writing the cookbook, stuff like that. And often, if you read that a little bit, you have a much better connection, a much better feeling for why and who created this cookbook, and suddenly it feels a lot more worthy to actually read that cookbook, and the recipes feel like they are a lot more interesting. So if you put a little bit of story in there about colors and art and how colors actually make the art vibrant and interesting and actually artful, it gives a lot more sense to the product. So it's like a little bit of a story, a little bit of storytelling about the product. It's not a description of what the product is doing, but it's giving more of the emotional connection to the product itself. Okay, cool. Whew. All right. Wow, I'm like talky today. I have so much to talk about. It's like every little detail, I have a story for it, and I have some thoughts about why I'm doing things a certain way, or the kind of concepts that flow into that. So yeah, I hope that's not too overwhelming, all this kind of stuff that I'm telling. With Affinity Designer to publish it as a website. Yeah, yes, of course. You can also design it with Affinity Designer and with Affinity Publisher. There's no problem with that, because this is just a mock-up. It's just like how do you actually call that? It's an interface design. It's just like you design the website and how it feels and how it looks and all the elements you want to have in there, and then there is no magic export button and then suddenly it's a website. So you could do that back in the days where everything was HTML and it was a static page, then that would have worked probably somewhat good. But now you have to recreate the design on the website. But now we have these very nice tools that make it super easy, and you don't even need to know any code to do it, to do a very good job about that. So yeah. By the way, this is also something I tell my customers. Here's another story. I'm the man of stories today. So like sometimes like customers say, yeah, but you can download these things for free. So why should I pay you $1,000 for a website, or like $2,000 for a website, if I can buy the design for $80 online? And I say, yes. You can download WordPress for free, and then you can buy the theme for $80, and then you have that stuff. But do you have the experience and knowledge to put everything together so it actually looks nice, and you use the right words and you use the right elements, and the page makes sense and doesn't just look like crap? And of course they don't, because this takes years to get into that and have all this kind of knowledge and understanding. And this is what they pay me for, you know, not the tools. Everybody can use the tools. They are really, really simple, but you still lack the experience to use them. That is like saying, well, yes, you can go to a store and buy running shoes. That doesn't mean you're a good runner because you have expensive running shoes. It makes no sense, you know. So having the tool and using the tool, two very different things. So you pay me for using the tool, not for having the tool. So that's a big difference. So like you also understand this as a photographer. Everybody can buy a camera, but can you really take a good picture? That's the difference. The photographer can take a picture. The photographer is not the guy with the camera. So yeah, that's the point. That's what makes people need me still, although you have all these tools, you know. And this is also what is kind of misinformation about the pages that say, hey, come to us, you can build your own website on our service. It's really easy. It's really easy to use the tools. It's not really easy to make a great design. So probably doesn't look that good. Yeah. Okay. In the end. Anyways. Okay, good. A lot of talk. Good. What else should we put here? Like, I want to have an area for a newsletter. I want to have more pictures, actually. maybe with some more ideas, advice here. So I would like flesh out this a little bit to show this maybe a thing with this light disk that I create here with this kind of effect, stuff like that, down here, so you have a bit more information. And somewhere I really need to put the newsletter area. I really don't know why this is so important to me with the newsletter, because I'm not really writing a newsletter right now, but I want to. I just don't know what to put in there. That's the problem for the moment. Which, by the way, if you have ideas, please post them into the chat where you say, hey, you could put this into your newsletter. That would be a nice update or an interesting kind of addition to that. Yeah. Okay, good. It looks pretty nice, I think. Okay. I actually have to say, I know we're in the middle of that, but I really feel like I want to take a break, and it's kind of time to maybe end the stream for today. I think maybe this was the longest stream we have done so far, 3.5 hours. I'm really impressed by people who do Twitch streams and they stream like for 10 hours. I would go crazy if I stream for 10 hours. It's really, it's a lot more, it's a lot harder than it actually looks. Not hard, but you know what I mean, demanding than it actually looks. Okay, so I would say let's stop it here. We have created a lot of stuff, like the starting page. Where's the starting page actually? I think I've closed that. So a first idea for the design of the starting page that I don't find right now. I thought I can show it to you. Where did I put that? I think here. And then, or is it under branding? No, website here. Home design. So a little bit of this, which is really just a very rough first idea of how the main page could look like. And this is then one of the landing pages for a product. Also just the first rough design idea. But I think this one looks pretty good. The other one is like needs a lot more work still, but it's a good start. And this one I really like. So I think this is a lot better than what we had on Gumroad so far. Do I still have a Gumroad link somewhere? Like this is kind of, it doesn't look really like, wow, I want to have that. And this looks like, wow, this is a really nice, interesting product. So. Oh, it says gradient packs, by the way. It's just gradient pack. There we go. Okay. Whew. So I would say we stopped the stream for tonight. I thank you for joining. It was really, really nice to have you and see you for the first stream in this year. And sorry if this was a bit unexpected that I did the web design today. I actually thought I'd do a little bit of web design and then we do some other Instagram designs because I want to get back into that. I took a really long break during the Christmas holidays, not creating anything for my Instagram account. But I will get back to that now. And yeah, so thank you for watching and see you in the next live stream. And also tutorials are coming soon, next Tuesday, the first tutorial for 2020. So yeah, thank you for everything and nice to have you back. I wish you a great 2020 and have a nice evening or a nice day, depending on where you are on this nice planet. Okay, bye. See you soon.